Hi there. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome back. Welcome to this, the 25th of March, 2025. Just making sure everything's working. Looks good. Looks like we're getting signal through to everywhere we need it to go. Hopefully you're doing well today. We're back today with more Pillars of Eternity. I don't know how long we're going to stream today. So I picked a game that we can easily save at any point and stop. So if you weren't here yesterday, we didn't beat Clock Tower 2 because apparently one decision in Chapter 1 of Clock Tower, when there's only 3 chapters, locked us into not being able to finish the game. So Clock Tower 2 is going to be pushed back for a little while until I find the time to basically play through the entire game again, to catch us up to where we were, so that way we can continue playing to the end. So it won't take as long. I'll be able to skip the cutscenes. I'll be following probably like a video walkthrough, something like that, right? Like it won't take me as long to get through it as it did when we were first playing it, but it'll still take some time. So we're gonna push that onto the back burner for a little bit until I can get that done. So we're going to focus on Pillars of Eternity, we're going to focus on some horror games, we're going to focus on maybe some Shadowrun. Also, thing to note, you might notice that this is on the screen now. This weekend, there is a Nostalgia Gaming Raid Train that I'm going to be a part of. Specifically, our date is on the 30th at 11 o'clock, so it's at our normal start time, but I'll be going live a little bit early, basically an hour early, to make sure that we got everything settled and everything's working properly. I have revealed what game we're going to play. I'm not going to keep it secret. It's a childhood favorite of mine. We're going to be playing Sim Theme Park. PlayStation version, because the PC version is abandonware, and I don't feel like trying to deal with setting up a virtual computer to get all of that working. So we're going to play a couple hours of Sim Theme Park for the raid train. If you've not been a part of any of our other raid trains, basically what happens is, starting on the start date, they will open up the raid train at one channel. Every couple hours they will raid into the next person and the next person, and that'll keep going for the essentially 3 days. I think two or 3 days of the raid train, essentially. There we go. Sorry. But this will be a charity-based raid train. So we will have I've got to get the UI set up for it, but other than that, I think I have everything set up. But we'll be raising money for the Video Game History Foundation, and they're about preservation and accessibility and all that stuff that we talk about a lot on the channel for these older games, like games like Sim Theme Park, which is part of the reason why I wanted to play it, is because games like this, they get thrown to the wayside, and it's because of games like this that you have games like Planet Coaster. It's because of games like that you have the evolutions through the sim coasters and stuff like that. So it's nice to see someone working on that preservation, and also trying to bring those experiences forward for people. Like I've talked about it before, like the GOG Preservation Initiative is very important to me as well, because if you've been around the channel, retro games are kind of our focus, or one of our major focuses, and the reason for that is because there's so many great experiences that kind of got left behind in the 90s and 2000s, or got overshadowed by other more popular counterparts, which is a real shame, because there's a lot of great games out there that I think need to be shown off. Like the one I always go to is Koudelka. I'll be honest, as of few years back, I didn't really know what Koudelka was, and after playing Koudelka, it's one of my favorite kind of survival horror. But it's interesting because it's a survival horror meets JRPG combat, right? So like Kodelka is awesome, and I'm glad that we've played it. But that's another reason why we need preservation. That's another reason why we need that stuff to be brought forward, so more people can experience this kind of like one of a kind kind of experience. Hey Void, hope stuff went well. I mean, it was just a few phone calls. I'm still waiting for my doctor's office to hopefully send in my paperwork. I left a message for the nurse, so we'll see. I kind of have to wait on my doctor's office, so I will be calling them as often as I can in hopes that they can, because all they have to do is I fill out the paper. All they have to do is fill out their side and then send it in, and it shouldn't take more than a day or two. But it was right before the weekend, so sometimes people are like, I'll worry about it next week. Ugh. But the other phone call was just to make sure I knew where I was meeting for an appointment that I got at the beginning of the month. So, but anywho, that's what we're going to be doing this weekend. We're going to be part of the Nostalgia Raid Train. Like I said, the date, I have posted the date and time on our Twitter and our Blue Sky. So if you don't use one or the other, you can find it there. I posted it on both. It also has a link to everybody. There's at the end, it's a link to the entire raid train. So if you want more of an explanation of what the raid train is, what it's benefiting, all of that stuff, check out our Twitter or Blue Sky. It also, I believe, has the full list of everyone that will be taking part, the people that are running the train and moderating the train. So a lot of great information there. A lot of great people. Honestly, there's a lot of people in there that I don't know. So I'm very excited for this raid train because I'm hoping maybe we can meet some new people and that are just as interested in maybe preservation, but just retro games in general. It's weird because there is a retro community. The only problem is a lot of the retro community seems to be like speedrunning focused, which I love watching speedrunning. The problem I have is I don't like doing speedrunning. I just like playing retro games. So I'm trying to find, those little pockets of people that just like playing retro games. So I'm hoping the Nostalgia Gaming Raid Train, and to be clear, this does say nostalgia. So if you're expecting people to also be playing like PS1 or old PC and stuff, we talked about it in the chat or the Discord for this. It's like nostalgia means different things to different people, right? You're just playing something that's nostalgic to you. So that could be something 360 era, that could mean something, maybe even Xbox One era. It doesn't have to be like super retro, which I completely agree with. Nostalgia is different than like retro. It's just more often than not, those tend to line up because older things tend to be the things you're nostalgic for. But my hope is just we get to meet a bunch of cool people and we get to have a good time. Like I said, the time and date have been posted on Twitter and stuff. If you want to find that there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about that I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I will get the overlay, and this is, again, benefiting a charity, so we will have, there is a charity goal for the weekend. I don't know if they're going to keep it going after the fact. That's something I need to clarify with the conductor, if you will, of the raid train, is if they're going to leave it open, because it's only like a few days at most to raise the funds. I don't know if they're going to do it just for the raid train, or if they're going to do like the raid train and then like the week after or something like that. So I'll get clarification on that, because I wouldn't mind trying to see if we can raise some funds after that. To see if maybe we can hit those goals. The goals aren't super lofty just because it's such a small window. But yeah, so we'll be taking part. And again, all the charity stuff, there's no like weird middleman or anything like that. It's just when the links go up, and I'll have a link down below. I'll also have a link in chat that'll be posted. When you click that link to donate, it just goes directly to the Video Game History Foundation. There's no like middle person. I know I talked about this yesterday. I know there's been a lot of bad history with Twitch, with streamers running donations for charities, but they were taking like a little bit off the top each time. So it's like if someone donated like $10,000, they were taking like $2,000. It was very shady. Don't have to worry about any of that stuff. All the links that we have will connect directly to the video game history foundation, and we'll go directly to them. There's no like middleman or anything like that. That's how I prefer it. That's why I always double check when people ask me to do charity work. I always double check, like, hey, what's the handshake agreement here? Because if I'm sending people to someone's PayPal, I'm probably not going to take part in it. I'll be honest, because not that I don't want to give people the benefit of the doubt, just because I don't want my community to be sending money to someone who potentially is taking advantage of them, right? Even if I'm not taking advantage of them, someone else might be, and I ain't about that. But this one, again, does not do that. It's going to be going through a service that goes directly to them. But I'm trying to think of I think that's about it for the Ray Train stuff. I don't think there's a Ray Train or anything. I mean, it depends on if I see anything in April, but I think April will be, other than my doctor's appointments, because I have a few doctor's appointments in April, should be pretty calm. I will say there probably will be a few days we take off in April. I do have a procedure. It's not like, it's according to the nurse, it's not supposed to be a very invasive procedure. They could do it in the office and everything. But I'm supposed to have a procedure that's supposed to help with my back, and that's going to be in like the second week of April. So hopefully that goes through, but they said it can take you out for anywhere from like 24 to 48 hours. So I might have to take a couple days off of streaming in April just so I can make sure that hopefully, fingers crossed, takes, and then we can get back to maybe just a normal level of living without pain, or maybe living with less pain as the goal, really. I don't know about without pain. Without pain would be great. With a little less pain would be fine too. So that will happen in April, and then any other like medical stuff that comes up, of course, I'll keep you guys posted. But we'll see how that goes. I know Leave is going to be very busy in April. He's going to be doing I think it's his like Twitch anniversary stuff, but he's like doing it for the whole month. So he's going to have a lot of guests and stuff over. So if you want to see a lot of like cool stuff going on, make sure you're following the Leave ending for that. And that happens in the evening, so there's not really too much overlap between our streams. So you can watch me in the morning, take a little bit of a nap or something, and then watch him in the evening if you're so inclined. But he's supposed to be having a lot of like in-person stuff. I think he's taking off potentially tonight to get some of that stuff set up for next week, because I believe April starts Tuesday, a week from today. A week from today is when April starts. So we are quickly running out of the month of May, as it were. But yeah. Oh, he'll be on today. Okay. Well, he mentioned something. I remember he mentioned something in the stream about taking a day off so that he can make sure that he got the camera and everything set up. Hey, Leave. Just talking about you. He has a new card for 2K soon. Oh, okay. Yeah. I just remember, like I said, I remember him mentioning that he might take some time off to get the camera and everything set up for April, because we do have a week until that. But yeah, let me double check might take a weekend off. Well, I mean, you only have one weekend till April, so you know. But yeah, let me double check my schedule. Yeah, Tuesday. Okay, so the 1st of April we'll be taking off because I have 2 appointments that day, so that day is going to be a wash. My procedure is the following week on the 10th, and then that should be it until May. Could do everything late. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just trying to give you a heads up because I do the opposite. I do everything way too early. But yeah, so I will say yes. A week from today, on Tuesday, we will take the day off because I have to go to a cardiologist appointment, and then after that I have to go do some labs. So it's basically my whole day is going to be jam-packed with appointments that day. So we won't be here next Tuesday, but after that, the next time we'll have off will be the 10th, which actually kind of works because the 10th and the 11th would be our stream days, and we're usually off on Saturdays. So hopefully we'll be bouncing back by the 13th, which will be a Sunday. So hopefully by Sunday the 13th we'll be bounced back from our procedure and be ready to go. So let's see, just making sure all this still works. Yeah, all that's so good. But yeah, so a little bit of a busy beginning to April, and then everything should smooth out. I will say I found a bunch of retro games super cheap that we're going to be adding to our rotation. A lot of one-off games. I do have one that's going to be kind of a goofy, I don't know if you really classify it as horror, because you play as the killer in it. I won't spoil what it is. We might have a very interesting game coming in soon that we might play. I think people might enjoy, but I do have my Xbox 360 finally hooked up and ready to go. The only problem is my disk drive is doing that thing where the belt has warped, so sometimes it just doesn't open properly. So I just have to kind of finagle that. I could buy a new belt, but my hands are too shaky to really get it around there. So I'm just going to deal with the finickiness of it. If push comes to shove and it just doesn't, like, it stops working like completely, because I've had this is an OG Xbox, like release day Xbox 360. So if it stops working, I might just go to a retro store and see if I can get maybe like an Xbox Slim or something, something to switch it out with. There's a local place where he does local repairs, local like refurbishing and stuff like that. So I could take it to him to see how much he'll pay to like get it fixed and cleaned and stuff like that. It'd probably be cheaper than a new system. So push come to shove, we got that. But the reason why I say that is because we've got some Xbox games coming in. I've got a ton of 360 games in my closet that I haven't pulled out. So we might have a lot of 360 games we're going to be playing through. I did test Shadowrun, and unfortunately, there is no story mode to this game. Basically, there's a tutorial on how to play, and then you have the game proper, which is just kind of a Shadowrun themed Unreal Tournament is basically what it is. So we're not going to be playing this as part of our Shadowrun series playthrough, unfortunately, just because there's not really any content there. But I did test that out. But we do have a lot of retro games coming. Some are going to be Xbox, some are going to be other systems. But I found a bunch of them just like really cheap. They weren't even on my list. I was just going through and I was like, huh. Because basically one of them it's like a 3-part series, but it released on like different consoles. Lost dozens of hours testing. No, it was literally like, it took me longer to get the system plugged in than it did to test Shadowrun. Because I had to spend time cleaning the belt and everything. But yeah, so yeah, I literally played 2 matches and I was like, okay, this is Unreal Tournament but Shadowrun. Got it. And then I stopped playing. Which is, honestly, that's not a bad idea on the front of it. Like, around that time, Unreal Tournament was one of the most popular. Like, you had Quake, you had Unreal Tournament, you had, what was another one of those arena shooters? I feel like there's another big one I'm missing. Brink was, yeah, I guess Brink was 360, but no, I was talking about like the arena shooters where yeah. Anyways, but anyways, you had games around that time that were popular, so it made sense that like that kind of game came out. And again, I don't think it's a bad idea on the front of it. It's just, it'd be interesting to see that kind of game now. Like, I would love to see a Shadowrun that has like a story and like a basically, if Shadowrun was COD, right? that's essentially what they could do with that. And I think that would honestly go over really, really well, because I think some people are starting to get COD fatigue. Because I've seen a lot of people with the most recent like Black Ops fall off the game. They were just like, yeah, man, I've been doing this for 15 years or whatever. I'm done, you know. And they're moving on to other things. So it'd be interesting to see. Like, obviously, that's not what they're going to do with Shadowrun. Honestly, I don't know if we're ever going to get another Shadowrun game. Period. Because what ended up happening is they were going to do a MMO Shadowrun. There was they had Shadowrun Chronicles, and there were two Shadowrun Chronicles, but there was like the Boston something, and the Boston one was supposed to be a MMO, so you could like team up with your friends and go do like Shadowrun stuff with friends as like an MMO. But unfortunately, that didn't last very long, and I think that was kind of just the end of the Shadowrun games for now. They just really haven't picked up much momentum since then, I think. But yeah. Like I said, all that being said, 360 is hooked up. As long as it decides to play nice, we might be checking out some more games to throw in our retro spin. What was I going to say? There was something else. Larian City, Shadowrun. Yeah, see, the problem is like, I wouldn't mind that, but what I would love a game that's more like Cyberpunk 2077 for Shadowrun than I would another CRPG, right? But technically it's a tactical shooter, but it's most closely to a CRPG. Like, it plays and reads like a CRPG, but like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't turn down a Larian Studio Shadowrun, but like, I would prefer if it was more like Cyberpunk. But of course, you know, works on release. Anyways, that game was so interesting because there were people like myself, didn't run into a single bug, didn't run into a single hiccup. Well, I guess I ran into the one bug where there's a certain window in the main quest. If you interact with it, it shoots you back like 40 feet for some reason. And then you just have to go in and vault in the window. It was a very weird glitch. It didn't do anything bad. It just threw you away, and you had to go all the way back to the window. But like, other than that glitch, I didn't run into a single thing. And then there were people that like legitimately could not play the game. Like, the game would not load up for them. That's why when people were like, "Well, I disregard that stuff," and I'm like, I don't. Like, if I'm talking about whether I'm recommending this game or not, and like half of the player base can't play the game, I'm not recommending that game to anyone, right? Like, why would you recommend a game where there's a solid chance that people can't play it? Like, that seems so backwards to me. I mean, I know why people do that. It's because they have a myopic view of, if it doesn't concern me, I don't worry about it. By the way, there's your word of the day, myopic. But yeah, it's just because I've talked about this before, and I promise we'll get to Pillars here in a second. I talked about this before. Whenever I play a video game, especially for the first time, I go, okay, if I go with my experience, where I've been playing games since I was like 4, right? Like 4 or 5 years old. Of course, back at that time, I needed some assistance, right? But like, if I've played games since I was that old to now, what do I think of this experience? And then I go, okay, now what if this was my first experience, right? What if I was a brand new player and I just picked up Shadowrun, right? Like this Shadowrun. What are my feelings on that? And that to me is so much more helpful way of articulating the good and the bad. Myopic, a movie based on me. I think myopic is has a Y in it. But I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's MYOPIC, myopic. But it's so helpful because there's a lot of people forget, like, especially when you're like a content creator or whether it's a streamer or YouTube, you forget that like you play games constantly. But most of the people that play video games don't, right? This is the thing that's been creeping up a lot lately. Where people are like, "Oh, this game is garbage. It ran out of content in 100 hours," and I'm like, "Bro, Do you know how long 100 hours goes when you have 2 hours a day, maybe, to spend on it? That's 50 days. That's almost 2 months of content if you consistently get 2 hours, right? So you're talking about these people that work full time, come home, have to take care of themselves, take care of their families, take care of their doctor's appointments, take care of their animals, and then they have like these short bits of time where they can play a game. Most of these people don't buy more than like 4 games a year, right? Because that's enough content for them. And people are just, it's so confounding that people are like, wow, this game doesn't have enough content at 205 hours. It's like, yeah, if you play it for freaking 24 hours a day, like, yeah, of course you're going to get through the content. I literally saw that with Monster Hunter Wilds. Somebody posted a thing that was like, Monster Hunter Wilds doesn't have enough content. And it said hours played like 115. It's like, you played 115 hours in a week and then complain that it doesn't have enough content. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I remember the day when, like, we were lucky to get 12 hours of content out of a game. Or, hell, even 5. You go back to the old NES, like, some of those games had 3 levels to them, or 4 levels to them. And you know what you did when you got that game? You beat those 4 levels 8 million times, because that was the game that you had to play until 2 paydays from now, right? When you can get another one, or a payday now when you could go rent something from Blockbuster, right? Like, it just, it kills me. People just lose that perspective of like, yes, for you, 100 hours of content is probably nothing. For everyone else on the planet, that's quite a bit of content. That's, you know, that's multiple months of content, and on a good day. On a bad day, that could be half a year's worth of content for some people, right? Like, I don't know. I see that, and I'm always like, it's just so sad to me, really. Um, and then people don't talk about like replayability. People don't talk about like ease of use, because like if a game is, you gotta go to bed, good night, night void. Like if they don't talk about, like, for example, any game that's skill based adds or subtracts time depending on the player, right? So it's like someone who's played a lot of like Souls games, for example, could probably play a Souls game very quickly, right? They could beat a Souls game in, let's say, 40 hours, right? But if you haven't trained those skills, or you haven't played a lot of those games, that 40 hours doubles or triples, right? You could spend 40 hours on a single boss. I've seen it. I've seen multiple people, even content creators whose job it is to play these games, like, they get stuck on a boss for like 35 hours, right? And it's just like that like, that's another example of like why you should examine it from a new player perspective, is because, yeah, as someone who's played and beaten every FromSoft Souls game, including the Kingsfield games, which were before the Souls game, yeah, sure, I'm going to run into those challenges, but I'll probably not spend longer than, I would say, 10, 15 hours on a boss. To somebody else playing like Elden Ring, that's probably a 300-hour game for some people, or even longer in some cases, right? Like, just because they're going to run into a boss that they just can't handle. For a lot of people, there's obvious ones like Melania. Yeah, I was like, who's Melania? And then I remembered it's how Saturn says Melina. But Melina, as she says. But it's it's interesting because, like, I think people need perspective. I think that's what the long and short of this conversation is. It's just I think people need perspective because there's a lot of people that just don't think about new players when it comes to games. And given that I try to talk about this from a game design standpoint, I try to talk about this from a player standpoint, like I always keep that in mind because it's like, could I recommend this game to a new player? Like how much ease of access does it have to get into this game, right? And if it's not very easy to get into, a lot of times I'll be like, okay, if you played games like this before, you could probably be fine. If you haven't, it's going to be a struggle, right? I mean, one of the games that is a perfect example of what I'm talking about is Sekiro. If you've played and beaten Sekiro and you've never played a game that has like dance like combat, you know, a big back and forth and stuff, you will struggle with Sekiro. It's not impossible. You will eventually learn how that dance works, and once you realize that, it's one of those. It goes from the most complicated game to one of the most simple games once you get the skills. It's just how long it takes you to get to those skills is how much, you know, gameplay you have essentially. Um, and again, I'm not gonna say Sekiro is an easy game by any stretch, but it gets easier once you learn the skills you need to learn. But anywho, we've talked a lot. I might maybe one of these days I'll set up a podcast and we'll talk about game design and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't like podcasts because they kind of got a negative connotation now. Because there's a lot of people that just do podcasts just so they can rant and rave and say nasty things. And I just want to talk about games, why we love them, what features we like, what we don't like, what we'd love to see. Like I want to, like, if I started some sort of like talking heads thing, which by the way, that's what it used to be called. It's called a talking heads thing. Which is where people would just sit in chairs and talk at each other before podcasts. I love how so many people thought that was like a new idea. They're like, these podcasts are taking over. It's like they've been doing talking head stuff since the 60s. Like, what are you talking about? People perspective. But with me, I try to always look forward with positivity. I try to obviously, you know, narrow that focus with realism. Like, I'm not going to just be like, everything's going to be great in 3 years from now in gaming, right? I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to be like, okay, we can see some positives here, but we can also see, like, where some negative trends are with, like a perfect example is another, like, a negative trend that still seems to be happening, is Ubisoft released Assassin's Creed Shadows. For some reason, they still have the microtransaction store. People have been telling them since Origins, no one wants a microtransaction store. And for some reason, they keep it in there. Like, it's cosmetic, from what I've been able to tell. So, like, I don't personally have a problem with it. If people want to spend their money looking cool, go for it. I don't really care that much. But it's just weird that, like, they're just like, hey, we have a cosmetic store again. It's just like, this is the fourth game in a row, and nobody really wanted that. But again, this is also the same company whose one of their leaders was just like, get used to not owning your games. And it's just like, I'm sorry, what? Say that again? I didn't hear you. You're gonna have to say that louder. So, but yeah. Anywho, let's get into some pillars. We can continue conversing about this as we ascend to this tower that we entered. So let's get over here. Everything looks like they're good. Okay, close that out. Play. Is that our Wednesday game? It is, okay. Come on. Also, by the way, don't forget we do have, you see it over there, the White March. We do have a DLC for this game, so like even if we're getting close to the end of this, we still got a whole DLC to do. So don't be worried. We got plenty of Pillars of Eternity content. Plus, I think the second game has like 2 or 3 DLCs, so we got a lot of content. And I, if I remember correctly, maybe I'm thinking Divinity Original Sin, but I believe maybe Pillars of Eternity 2 might be fully voice acted. Well, I know one of these games was. I think I turn on my volume just a little bit. You guys should be good. You can see it. Good. All right. We don't know what to expect in here, so immediately attacked. Okay, I need you to go this way. There we go. Okay. Need you to go over here. Because I need you to return fire. Ah, this should be fine. Oh, okay. Swap, attack, Edgar. Okay. Swap your weapon again. Attack that guy.
Aye?
Attack that guy.
Yes.
Attack that guy. There. Whew. Alright, hit yourself with some healing. There we go. Just gonna use some low-level healing here to try to top off. There we go. Alright. That's one way to start a fight, I guess. What do we got here? Aldhelm's Journal. We could study and still none the wiser about this device. Trindig remains optimistic. I don't know what I'd do without his spirit. Dearest mother and father, pleased to hear that I've learned much since okay.
Sure.
Someone's living here. Yeah. Probably an animancer if I had to take a guess. Okay, let's see. You're blocked. Okay, you go you, you go you,
I'm
you
ready.
go you, you go you. Just you attack you, you attack you, you attack you. Okay.
That's it.
Okay, good. Alright. Clear those out real quick.
Sure.
Let's see what lies this way.
Make sure this isn't trapped. Doesn't look like it is. Okay, we've got Perdo, some money, and some mail armor. Okay. Ooh, ranger.
Brave thou Silas dearly.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Sorry, I was trying to get him over there because he needs to level up his mace. How is his mace doing, or his club doing? 13 out of 20. We've done weakness 13 out of 20 times. So if we get this up to 20, I'm very curious what happens. Does that move it up to legendary, maybe? Complete our measurements of the machine. Further examination, discover its intended use. Scripture, burn, feel the hatred. Oh, okay. That's a Skine or Skane thing. That's another one of the gods.
Steady does it.
So we got a. Looks like we got a different god here. Okay, we saw the stairs over here.
I wonder what this is.
Oh, hi. It's a lightning bolt, crackling bolt. Nice. Okay, we'll definitely take that. Alright, do another one's over this room just to double check. Alright, looks like we're going upstairs. Oh, our castle's got something going on. Taxes collected. Lost a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to... We got 6 hours until we finish the towers. Yeah, we're going to focus on the curtain walls after that. Looks like bandits are starting to, become more of a nuisance for us. Okay. I'm going to F5 and see if I can take a step forward. What's that? Are we really sneaking up on these guys like this? Okay. Yeah, you two, and then you attack that.
Following your lead.
You attack that. Attack that. Attack that.
Brave thou Silas dearly.
By the way, the blast, I don't know if you noticed this. So when he attacks, there's actually a blast radius. That blast on him is actually really, really good. Because he's doing consistent damage to multiple targets. See how that said 10 and 5? That's really, really helpful. Okay. Okay.
Sure.
What did we see?
Brave thou Silas dearly.
Okay, you attack this one.
I'm ready.
I'm trying to give him his own target so he can maybe get the weakened state off more consistently. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know. We still had
Be constant.
speed mode on. Okay. So there's got to be more around here. There's the stairs. Yep, there we go.
Ready.
Okay. So I need you to attack that one.
I'm ready.
You to attack that one, and I need you to attack that one. Okay,
Following your
you.
lead.
Yes?
That's a big one.
I'm ready.
Following your lead. What?
Yes?
Are you guys gonna help over here? Or are you just gonna stand there? Yeah, thank you. That was a big revenant.
Right.
Alright. Alright, let's clear this area. I want to check something. I didn't check this before.
Following your lead.
How do I... Here we go. Yeah, this is what I wanted to check. No. Okay, never mind. I thought we had better stuff. We have to...
Yeah?
Okay.
That's unusual.
Immediately. Okay. We're just gonna walk around first, see if we can find any hidden stuff. By the way, this looks like that crystal thing that we saw at the beginning. So... Okay, looks like a lot of books. Okay. Circled protection and light endurance. Nice. What we got here? Take all the money we can get. Got out of the tower to clear our heads. Beast take the patrons. We'll finish the study on our own. Poor lad spooked. Only cure for that is a good night's sleep. Oh, and a fireball scroll. Nice. Patrons grow impatient. Okay. Ooh, magical ring. Major spellbind. Arcane dampener of intellect. Okay. Ah, this is okay. Did receive your recent summons. I've been waiting for you to present yourself on my doorstop. I could give you my answer in person. A firm and unwavering no. I won't help you. In fact, I relish the idea of you and your team of glorified engineers sitting in that tower, sweating over the runes I've studied for years. Okay, yours truly. Okay, so the witch does know something. Letter, yeah. Quest item. I want to check. We just picked up a ring. Let's see. What is Arcane Dampener? Hey, Stray. How you doing today? Beneficial effects suspended accuracy versus will. Okay, so that's... But it's +1 intellect. What is Aloth's second ring? Yeah, but I say we might as well just give it to Aloth. The plus intellect is going to be helpful. Defense against spells. Do you have something? You do. Okay, put that back. Okay. So we know that the witch knows about this. Okay, we're at the top of the tower. I'm guessing boss fight.
Let's try this configuration. Still nothing. Confounded device.
All time. Man hunches over the string mechanism, his spine sharp ridge. Okay, so intended work doesn't notice your shadow fall. Turns to see you, he snarls and scuttles behind the pedestal. His eyes yellow, bloodshot, he flickers with intelligence.
Be here.
Tell me what happened
That's what
here.
I'm trying to figure out.
Ah,
Forgive me. Forgive me. Research. We came to do research on the tower. Some commission from gods. It hardly matters now.
if I had a copper for every fool animaster whose thirst for knowledge led to disaster, well, I never end up in Gilded Vale, that's for sure. Yeah. Keep talking.
Something happened on our 11th night. Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask. Carried knives at his sides.
Ah, we
A
saw
trick
him.
of shadows, I told him. The next morning, we felt
So these must be the pillars,
like we
then.
hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds, the strange wounds that had appeared overnight. And the machine, this cursed spire, dormant for 2,000 years, lifeless through hundreds of our experiments, and we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start?
Depending as the prospect of winning machine may be, I suspect that given the mention of the machine and mass figure both, this is another explanation.
Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
Slow down. What does the machine have to do with souls?
No time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes? Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is with this machine. It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Erglonfath? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
Okay. How can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Harridan, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Acantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
Runes, Igmithian runes, she can read them. He speaks this feat so blandly. Let's talk of this Harridan. Pick her thoughts at a time. The stranger in the tower the night this happened?
My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late.
Okay.
Not yet. But I will be. I'm not proud of any of it. You could help.
What happened to the
By
rest of
the
your
time I
team?
realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed.
I'll get the word from Encantha.
It
Will he help? Will he accept Durance? Oh, nice. You can just go straight to the bottom. That's actually really, really helpful. I love nice features like that. Oh, we should probably explore that. Let's go to the top. We should probably explore the top just to make sure there's nothing like hidden
Slowly now.
in like a brick or something. Yeah. Nope, doesn't look like there's anything hidden. Down the tower. I don't know why it always puts Aloth at the front when we go down and out of stuff. See? Okay, so it looks like it... Okay. Interesting. What if we did this? No, that's not good. Okay. Oh no, she's here. She's not gonna be happy that we let the food go, so she probably won't help us. Hello.
You return.
Any
What
words to
have you come
operate the
seeking this
machine in the
time?
tower?
That fool Aldham. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is. He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he?
Tell me the
That's his
tower's
problem.
name.
Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning. Ter Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth.
Noonan.
They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Where would they move souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why.
I'm guessing
To
to
mix them the way a
resurrect
player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his
Boudica.
fields. To collect them, like butterflies under glass. To melt them down for raw essence. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know.
You seem to know about a lot about Terra Nuna.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
How do you operate the machine?
Back to these Tinker's concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I'd release them.
So you say. And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
Uh-huh. I could help you, but I won't. Here I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. What? But what good is observing all of this if you hoard it for yourself? Entire language at your fingertip and she hides it away. Ooh, extinguish her pride. Wrap your mind around a squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back, crying out pain. Won't abandon this opportunity. These souls remain here with me, and I'll accomplish more than any animancer in the field. And who will know about it? All I've learned, years of studying, no one understands better than me. That counts for something. Knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. Foolish and false sentiment. Knowledge is meaning. It needs no external. Your opportunities here are finite. One day, the knowledge will die with you. Pride hisses and sputters. Little more than an ember now. You're wrong. Okay, now we can extinguish it. No. Teach me what you know. I'll make sure that it grows your legacy and it lives on. Finally quench her pride. All that remains is a blackened diamond hard rock. You cast it away where it melts
So
into the
be it.
darkness.
My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Ah. Reaction to your mind. Runes flash through your head. Distant memory from an unearthed past
Something
life.
has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this
Okay.
knowledge then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
Speaker of dead language now. She's passes 100. Frustrated scholar. I suppose it could be look a few books for me. What do I do
Turn
with the
it
tower?
off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam,
Okay.
but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful.
And properly channeling the essence
That
would
machine
destroy the
controls
machine.
hundreds of souls,
Oh.
and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
Okay. Oh no, destroying it seems like it might do this place some good. Okay. Other towers around Deerwood constructed move souls. Would the Ingwithians have wanted to do that? Anywhere? Okay, we already read that. Do you know so much about the tower? Yep. Perhaps they didn't. Okay. Interesting. So we just unlocked kind of a new power there. We were able to extinguish her pride. Very, very interesting. And I guess we're gonna get big decision here. Proceed to the top. Okay. I did not mean to do that. Save game. Tower time. Save. I wanted to make a save just in case we get a big decision here, which I feel like is going to be the case.
Flesh.
And unfortunately, he's gonna attack us, yep. I was wondering how they were gonna handle this guy. Undying Heritage. Jagged pillar of Audra in front of you, encased in stonework and run through the copper veins. The panel is covered with runes, which you can now understand. Recognize words for end and for hold. Dial currently fixed to hold. You recognize the inscription that the manner in which... Ooh, interesting. So we can maximize the machine's throttle in hopes to overload, but that would destroy the souls. I don't want to do that. I want to choose end. When words leave your lips, the sink in your hand. Something like thunderclap sound overheard. Glowed face of the machine, it falls dormant. Okay. Through Death's Gate? No? Find the place of misery and madness. Ooh, we have Looks like we have access to the White Marsh at this point. Okay, go to the compass, go to the cave, Twin Elms, Hall of Revealed Mysteries. But we can't do that until we do... Continue to get to know Durance. Okay, I thought we had a thing. Didn't someone steal something from the... I thought someone stole something from the archives. That's why we couldn't get into the archives. Is there like a... Ah, here we go. Tasks. Yeah, stolen scroll. Okay. Crucible Keep. Okay. See to the bottom. Okie dokie. Go through here. Alright, so let's go back to Crucible Keep. And tell them that we've taken care of the thing. I wonder if she has anything to say now. Oh, hi. Beg your pardon, I have a message for you. You're summoned to Hedrit House, where Lady Webb, the head of the spy network. Why would she be looking for you? Tell me about Lady Webb. You do not know she's, well, no one's seen her exactly. Okay. Supposed to be older than anybody. Never leaves her room. Okay. How do you know where to find me? Well, she knows everything. Okay. Brackenberry. Interesting. I was not expecting a visit so soon from that. Oh, she's gone. Where'd she go? Oh, there were some gloves back here. Spider fingers.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Interesting. Can't believe we missed those gloves. Good thing we came back in here. Alright. There's a nice lady who helped me. Okay. Get sorted out at the keep. Tower, it's off. Does it mean... Wasn't a curse, but yes, the district is safe again. Maybe sometimes for anybody be willing to settle in the district, but at least we can get started on restoring it. That's the idea. Alright, let's go to First Fires first and turn in these quests. And then we'll go to Brackenberry to talk to Webb. Hello. Okay. Do I not need to turn that into somebody? Wyla. Oh, is that the person at the front door? Nope, the person right here. Okay, hello. Your guards were charmed by the spirit of a woman. I've gotten rid of her. Found her a missing commander. She's calling the watch from beyond the group. Doesn't make sense. Nothing the district does. All your nuts are dead. Train them better next time. They didn't make it. Okay. 1,000 copper experience. Farewell. Any question how long these games are? By these games, do you mean pillars, or do you mean CRPGs in general? Because there's other CRPGs that play differently. And some of them are quicker. But if you're talking about Pillars, I believe Pillars is 45 hours with the DLC, which is if you buy Pillars at this point. This game came out in 2015. So if you buy Pillars at this point, usually you get the complete edition, which comes with the White March. So that's with DLC. I think it's like 45 hours. Let me double check. I can check. How long to beat Pillars? It says, according to the quick search, it says, main story is 33 hours. Main plus sides is 79. I don't know if that's accounting for, yeah, so main story average is about 31 hours. The median is about 35. Rushed is 22. Leisure is 37. So if you're going for leisure, which I would assume it'd probably be your pace, about 37 hours for the main story. But it says leisure for main plus extras is 152. I don't think you would take that long, but yeah. So you're looking anywhere from 35 to 76. I don't know how long. I'm guessing the White March is probably a long DLC. And let's look up Pillars 2, because there are 2 of these games. Pillars 2 is actually shorter. Main story is 43, so a little bit longer main story, but main plus sides is 65. But it does have 3 additional contents, which add anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. You have no idea what this game length is like. It's not. Most of these games, they what takes the longest is reading. In all honesty, what takes the longest is reading. So if you're not like super reading every bit of dialogue, you could cut down some of the time. But some of it's voice acted, so you don't have to worry about reading all of that. Also, it depends on... Oh, here's that first little soldier. I'm wondering if we should pick this up. Looks disorienting. We might pick this up. We got the money for this now. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Hey, Radical Boy. How are you doing today? But yeah, so the length is really dependent on how deep you get into the story, whether you do all the side quests. Because you don't have to do the side quests. I like doing that because I like finding all of the cool loot. Like, I'll show you a piece of loot we got on a guide that's really, really cool. And kind of the reason why I look around, but it's not necessary to do so. Iron rod. So give me just a second to clear up my inventory, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we're keeping all of that armor, and this is a unique armor. Everything else can go. Just making sure none of this is simply... Actually, there was that one armor. He's got the... Ooh, exceptional plate armor. 16. Huh. Sturdy. Grease-proof. Ooh. It's only crush damage, though. That's the problem. Okay, let's go ahead and trade. We're going to switch out our sword. But the reason why I look around for stuff is because you find stuff like this. So another thing you could spend time on is everything that's unique, anything that has the unique tab, which this is a soulbound, but then there's stuff like here that says unique. They all have stories attached to them. So like if you don't read this, you just go off the stats. You don't have to worry about spending time there, so you can cut some time there. But the reason why this is important is this is a mechanic you don't see in a lot of games, which is soulbound, which means that it's bound to his soul, but as he fits these criteria, the weapon gets stronger. So like if he can do it weakened to 6 more targets, this will go up in like damage and accuracy and stuff like that. So that's why I'm searching, spending so much time doing like all of the stuff. But if you're not like super, and look how long this story is, right? If you're not super into like doing all of that, you could save some time. It's not you don't have to go deeper than you want, right? I might grab this exceptional armor, in all honesty, because ours is. It's only 2 DR, though. I don't know if it's worth 4,500. Can we compare? Yes. Okay. See, this is the reason why I don't want to switch, right? Because this only does defense against crush. This does slash and pierce and shock. But we're not running into Mitch with freeze and corrode right now. This is really nice. Damage reduction against freeze as well. And then just an extra 4 damage reduction. Oh, because it's a Brigandine. Yeah, I see. So we'll hold off. We got plenty of money for this stuff. We can always come back and get this stuff. So okay. Doing fantastic. How am I? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. We're just making some progress in Pillars of Eternity. But yeah, these games they usually run super cheap. Usually you can find them in a bundle, and they're just a ton of content. If you want something that's a bit more active, this game plays more like older, like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. There is a game called Divinity Original Sin. There's 2 of them, Original Sin 1 and 2, which we might play after we're done with these. Terrace construction completed. Nice. Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 are multiplayer, so that's a good thing of note. The first game, I believe you can play with one other person. So the cool thing about the first game is the 2 characters start out together, and both of them can be controlled by a player, so you can actually have a back and forth between the players through their characters in the game. So you could be like, hey, I don't agree with this decision. Well, this is the thing that we had to do, and here's why, right? So they communicate in the game about the decisions the player makes. And in the second game, I think you can have up to 4 players. Each one of them can be controlled by a player. So I think you can have up to 4 people in Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 all playing together. So if you're looking for something that's like this but multiplayer, that's a good place to start. Okay. So first things first, we got towers. Time to get some defenses. So let's go here. This very much plays like old school Baldur's Gate and stuff. So if you want the old CRPG feel, that's what this is going to get you. But Divinity Original Sin also has some really good cool interaction things. Where if you have someone who like has a barrel and they throw an oil barrel and it breaks on the ground, there'll be oil on the ground. Well, if you have someone that throws a torch or throws like a fireball or something, it will ignite that oil. So there's a lot of environmental based combat in Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. In fact, it's paramount that you learn that system, because sometimes they'll put like a gas wall between you, and you know that you have to use certain elements to stop the gas wall. So, and also Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 were made by Larian Studios. That's the engine. I think they made an updated version of the engine. That's what they made Baldur's Gate 3 in. So there is a lot of overlap between the gameplay styles of Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 and Baldur's Gate 3. So, not that I recommend one over the other. I think this game, honestly, this game is fantastic. I'm enjoying this as much as I expected to, but for other people, especially if you're looking for a co-op experience, you might want to look into Original Sin. Now, don't get me wrong. There are like 4 or 5 Divinity games before that. Don't worry about those. As far as I know, they're not. The lore is not super connected. There might be some like world lore stuff, but you could just jump into Divinity Original Sin 1 and then play those 2 games and you're good to go. So, all right, let's go to Brackenbury and meet Madam Webb or Miss Webb or whatever they called her. Lady Webb. I think they call her Lady Webb. That's what it was.
Come now, it'll be fun. Even just a single...
I'm not calling Isilmir out just so you can learn he'll speak. I'll write down a few words.
So near the apparition. Suddenly powerful anxiety, okay. The other
missionaries say you have been neglectful of your duties.
They lie.
They speak out of concern for you. Now tell me, is there something to their concerns?
Forgive me, Eminence. I wish to leave the Order.
You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way?
Hey, Game Slave, how you doing today? They were intended to convert. They committed unspeakable acts, sacrifices, and mutilations.
These are the ways of the heathen world.
Surely the gods would do better to destroy us all and start anew.
Perhaps they would. It may come to that one day. This is why we must not fail. The heathens are beyond the gods' reach. They do not know better. We are tasked with delivering them to the gods, so that the gods may heal their souls.
Is such a thing possible?
I have seen it with my own eyes. You will see it too, if you choose to remain. There is no greater calling than the one we have chosen. Neither words, nor wealth, nor battle will end this suffering. Only the gods. Will you give them that chance?
I will. Interesting. Okay.
Hello.
The one lifted the curse. My lady, who wishes to remain anonymous, has entrusted me with bringing you this pistol. Part reclaiming heritage as my lady wishes you to have it. Here, may serve you well in battle. Thank you. St. Garam's Spark. Now I must be off. Ooh. Very slow. Pierce damage. Accuracy to an ally attacking the same target. 6 bypass? Jesus. Shock damage as well. St. Garam was a priest of Hylia, known for his mastery of the art of wordplay. It is said that he could shape the mood of a crowd with a single word, and find with cruel precision the most shocking turn of phrase with which to dismantle an opponent. One more whimsical daughter of the Deerwood had this pistol crafted in his honor, for the gun too, she said, could put an end to any debate. We could quality this up. Oh, but we need more Pilgrim's Crown. What do we need for this? Okay, we can buy these. I'm not sure if we can buy rubies. Showed bad idea one of the first pics of him you sent me, and he said you did good. Glad he liked it. Hopefully, oh, okay. You guys are talking about that. Yeah. Okay. Because this would be... I'm guessing this would be better than this, right? Less damage, but we could upgrade that. Oh, this has 20 attack speed, though. And we could give it a lash. You know what? Let's give it burning damage. Why not? Okay. So that's good, but we're not. Okay. Okay. Cool. Do we still need to go talk to...
Hello.
Tell me about these cases. 3 weeks on disappearance. I'll look into it. Where should I start? Copper Lane. Okay. Who's missing? 2 men, 1 woman. Lendry, Kendall, Cora. Tell me about Lendry. Okay. Tell me about Kendall. Brackenbury. Okay. Tell me about Cora. Sister of Laura, Copper Lane, and Bazaar. Okay. Find any leads? Okay, perfect. So we actually found the final act. Okay, it's interesting. So, the final act is not a quest we had, but when we attacked the other family, we killed one person and it said that quest was failed. So now we have this quest. Good. Good. Oh, Leave, I got something to post in the Discord about the 2K thing. I forgot that you could pick your victory stuff, and I need to switch mine to the Fiend stuff. I was messing with stuff last night when I was making Alice, and I realized that like the victory, because I was looking at the victory stuff, I was like, what is all this stuff? And then I realized it's the stuff you do when you win. So I'll drop that in the Discord so that you can do that later. Basically, you just got to pick the template, but so it'll take like a whole 3 seconds. But
Repeat.
You killed my beloved. This will not stand. What are you talking about? Donna and I were to be wed. You'll pay for this insolence. Who's Donna? Jesus Christ! Can I not walk around town without getting jumped by all these jabronis?
Yeah.
What?
Oh no, you. Not you.
I'm ready.
You need to go here. You need to go here.
How
You
may I
need to
help?
go here.
Following your lead.
That was it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Need
How may I
you
help?
to attack that guy. I need
What?
you to do this. Okay, zoom out a little bit.
I'm ready.
What is this? Flames of Devotion. Oh. Heck yeah. Wait, we can use that on somebody else? Huh.
Your feathers.
Okay. You.
I'm ready.
You. Let's make a shield here. Can't wait to see them get pinned by all of them. Yeah. Go to his book. 5 matches again. One's tag match. Nice. That's very cool. Are you going to run that again on... You said you were going to do Sundays. Are you going to run that again on a Sunday, or are you going to do that earlier in the week? Okay,
Following your
I
lead.
need you to attack you. I need you to attack you.
Yes?
Okay.
Following your lead.
Okay. Ooh. Guess he inside his partner wants to hang out. If everything works out, most likely Sunday. Okay. That's what I thought you said, but... Alright. Don't know who I killed, but apparently they weren't a fan of it, so...
Strange place for a shrine to Abidan, Crucible Keep.
Okay. They don't seem all bad. They're keeping the peace at Defiance Bay. Okay. Alright, back to what we were doing. Hey, the thing worked. Nice. Wait, does that link actually work? It does. Huh. Nice. Okay. Don't worry about that just yet. Can I clear this message? No, I can't. Human Nation J, we're opening the... Alright, we need to go up here. Anybody else want to attack us while we're in the middle of broad daylight in the town? We need to stop and rest as well to get our resources back. Okay, hello.
Hail, traveler.
We visited. I hear that your sister's gone missing. Didn't think anyone would come. Okay. Crucible Nights, alright. Had time missing girls. That was 3 weeks ago. Yikes. Tell me about Cora. Head full of dreams. Special. There was something special waiting for her, that she'd be remembered, happy, and important. She got plenty in her heart. What was Cora doing around the time she disappeared? She was in a troop called the... Concentrate. Rebel of Stars. She was pretty inexperienced. Okay. When and where did you see your sister? She had her house ready for her big performance. That was 3 weeks ago. Did you see Cora with anyone before she disappeared? Really can't narrow it down. That's all I need right now. Okay, we need... Ooh. Seal of Faith. Oh yeah, that's the casting... 9 reflex will... Okay, that's the one we already have. I need to see what's our other ring. Second chance. Okay, so
How do you do?
what did you have? What else do you have? You got scrolls. What is this? Ooh, okay. Summoning something else would be helpful. That would be all of our money, though. It's not worth that much. I'm about to. Just had to tell you about. Oh yeah, if you've been streaming that long, yeah, please go take care of yourself, Game Slave. I appreciate you stopping by, but don't want you to lose consciousness. Okay, they do have gems, but they don't have the one we're looking for. Yeah, take it easy.
Hello.
What do you got? Okay, you got the food stuff. You have anything?
Good day, stranger.
Okay. Valiant, reliable. Okay. Pike, Batterstar. Any armor? Pike's Pride. I'm guessing no magical helmets. No. Okay. Alright, so... check our journal. Revel of Stars. So that would be over here. Talk to you.
Hail and well met.
Cora's part of the group. Don't recognize the name. Focus on the length of her fingernails. You can remember lines from a play, but not the name of a fellow actor. I don't have time to memorize it. Okay. Okay, so she got jealous. Probably has something to do with him. Sorry, can't talk right now.
Good day, stranger.
So I think I know where the sister is.
Good day, stranger.
So I think we might need to wait till nighttime. I don't know if they do stuff in the night, but we can go to her house. There was a locked room in her house we couldn't get into. I'm betting the sister is dead in here, or at least trapped. Because what I think happened is they liked the sister more than their prima donna, and she took that personally, obviously, and so she took the sister out. That's my guess. We'll find out when we invade her home. Yeah, see, there was this door here.
Let's see what lies this way.
Mrs. Is there a key up here? Nope, just checking. Too bad you can't... Wait. I just thought of something. Can you actually attack doors? No. In the older games, sometimes you could attack stuff. But yeah, I'm guessing she's in here. That's fine. We'll go rest until night and see if maybe she's in her house at night.
I've never been to any of the Deadfire settlements, and my parents told me very little. Mostly pirate.
Alright.
Good day, stranger.
Can I get a room? Let's go with the perception resolve. Okay. Should be nighttime now. Good. Alright. Let's see if the troop is performing at night. Oh, spotted by an assassin? Hello? Okay. That's a little unexpected. You do that.
What?
Following your lead.
You do your chants. No, wall of flame's not gonna do it. You do that.
Following your lead.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, and then he needs to do that. And then he needs to do this one. Because if she's going to cast web, I need to be able to get out of it. Okay. Okay, let's send him up here to go deal with the spellcasters. Okay, everyone else attack this. Ooh, she's getting her butt kicked. Okay, well, heal yourself. Heal yourself again. There we go. Now, everybody jump that assassin. Okay, well. Apparently don't walk outside at night. You get assassinated. Scroll to note. Including your name, distinguishing features, everything, and note associated with brief time in Deerwood. Well, screw you guys too. I'm here doing good stuff, man. Why you gotta come on and attack me? Look at this. Look, Benevolent 3. Benevolent 3, I'm a good person. I'm a little aggressive. I'll give you that, but I'm passionate, I'm rational, I'm honest. Like, look at this. I'm a hero of Defiance Bay. I'm a champion of Gilded Vale. Twin Elms doesn't know about me yet. Knights of the Crucible see me as a hero. The Dozens still see me as an ally. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why people are trying to kill me in the streets. I'm a good person. Okay, are they performing? They're still performing.
How do you do?
Okay. How do we get... Wait, pickpocket people? Is that a thing you can do?
I shall be discreet.
Good day, stranger.
Okay. Let's see, we already looted this.
Keeping quiet.
Yeah, maybe there's something hidden in the stands. Chicken bones, broken bottles, greasy scraps of paper. I wonder if I locked myself out of this in some way. Okay. Alright, I guess let's go look for the other people. Maybe we'll, stumble across some more stuff. So let's see. Copper Lane, we already talked to. Let's go to Brackenberry. Brackenberry. I'm gonna guess we're gonna get jumped by assassins again, because I think I know where the assassins are coming from. Pretty sure I know where the assassins are coming from. They're coming from this house here that doesn't like us, because we've been getting all up in their business. But that's fine. They're a crime family, so understudy.
Good day to you.
Don't need to hire adventurers. Oh, by the way, this is the thing too. If you don't like your compatriots for any reason, you could just hire people and make your own party. So don't worry too much if you're like, ah, man, I really need a X type of character. You could just make them. You could just make them. We know that there's some people down here. Mushrooms. Okay, we'll just take that since it was not a stealing. Okay, so we're looking for... Who are we looking for here? What's their name? It's not Ollie, it's the other one. Ekga. Ekga. Also, for those that might not know, anybody that has these yellow names here, these are backers. This game was kickstarted. They all have their own little story if you reach out for their soul. They're Kickstarter backer stuff. You don't have to interact with that. They're not Hello. Okay. I'm guessing we're gonna have to talk to her, because there was I thought he mentioned something about pirates. Hire friends. Look here for you. Yeah. But the reason why I like the companions is each companion has kind of has a story. And you get...
I wonder, Alof, don't you ever feel curious about Isilmir's history?
Raymond. Let's check around the manor here, see if we can find...
Gods keep you.
Anything good in there? Not worth stealing, at least. Okay. Lynette, do you know? Okay, we'll check upstairs. Maybe they're just somewhere in the district. I'm not gonna backhand her. Go back downstairs. The game is like, backhand her. It's like, no. Although, the fact that the upstairs is blocked does lead me to believe that there's something going to go on there. So I'm guessing we're probably going to learn that they're in the Raymond Manor, but we have to learn that first. Before we can go up there. By the way, you do not have to be a good person in this game. There are absolutely ways of being an absolute monster in this game. So...
Hail and well met.
No. We still gotta get into the records for you. What is this? I guess let's check the sanitarium. Noble, Verna. We talked to the warden here.
Gods keep you.
You may have a member of the Latent Key in your midst. Could have done without hearing that today. Many have been in affairs, of course, one seldom. Okay. Once again, I remind her how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would be of some use in verifying one's identity. We are at odds with the Latent Key, I take it. They have something to need. They're up to something, and I'm trying to determine what. They're always up to something. Okay. Your idea who... I won't know until I've met them. In the case, I'd recommend you speak first with our resident animancers. Frequent interactions with both patients and colleagues. You'll find them up here. Okay. The man who waits. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was like...
Welcome.
More about the sanitarium. Mission attracted. Okay.
Good day, stranger.
What is it you do here? Glenfath and Wiles get a number of Biowac maimings every year. Okay, so it doesn't seem like he's going to be our person. It's probably this person here. See anything suspicious? I'm afraid I'm too wrapped up in my own research to pay mind what's going on around here. One of the other answers. What do you do? Okay. Man who waits. Alright, I guess we should look at that. Too little research to pay much attention to what's going on. Okay. I think it's this guy. Because he's got a secret chest and a very obvious secret wall.
How do you do?
What are you working on? What's a wict? Anything unusual happening? Joking. It's time. Nothing is usual down here. Although, think of it, patients seem more agitated because Ozo responsibility, not mine. Then, if there's nothing else, yeah. Mr. Sanitary are more agitated than normal, and that Aiden Ozo is responsible for their care. But I think it's this guy, because, like, look, if we interact with this chest, it has its own... Lock holds the trunk. It's too sturdy to break and looks too complicated to pick. Like, this just screams bad guy, right? Like, and again, if you look, you can see there's a room back here, which I'm 90% convinced opens right here. So I think this is our guy. What's this guy's name? Modred? But... Oh, I haven't talked to you. Oh, you're starting me. No. What do you do here? Ozo with the equipment. Looking for an expert on awakenings. Already did that. I know. He'd know more about that, but he's in the middle of an experiment. I mean, busy with some patients. There we go. You won't be able to see him until he comes to the patient's ward. Is he busy, or is he running some sort of experiment? I'm just an assistant. It's not my place to gossip. How do I get into the patient ward? Only has access, I guess. The head warden has two, but you know, a statue. Okay. I still think it's this shady dude. I'm either they're working together or this guy is trying to throw the other guy under the bus. He's like, he's doing experiments. I don't know what you're talking about. But he's got a weird chest in his room. For it to get its own little cutscene. Like, come on, man. Okay.
Good
Do you,
day, stranger.
Maybe. Running experiments on the patients here? He's charged of patient welfare now. He's not authorized to run any more experiments. Disappointed. Okay. He'll be in his office with the patient wards. I'm granting you immediate access so you can find him. No doubt he'll wish to speak to him further in the matter. I, for one, am curious what he might say. Alright. Time to go confront the guy. And I wonder if we're going to find the person here, too. Because we haven't access to the patient ward. And we needed to find... Elka? In here, so I'm gonna guess she was probably a patient that got killed by this guy. So I don't think or they're coming back. Be careful in there. Hello? What do you know about the Animancer? I like him very much, care less about their patients, look at us, environmental experience, but treats us like humans, even the very sick. You could tell that he does this help people. He helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What happened? They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He said to be one of the brightest in Deerwood. That his reputation here that brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try to solve the legacy. Okay, that's a lot of people. Remember, the legacy is people are having kids, but they're born without souls or very little souls, which is very bad. That's hogwash. Even if he's a bit of a showman, he loves his homeland. Okay, he wasn't one to want to speak of his work. A proxy, he called it. It's a machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? Okay. God knows something they do you call those empty little babies Andra's gift? Hollowborn. Buoys. There's so many of them floating down. Oof. Yikes. They call them buoys because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Public demonstration of his work at Copper Lane. He was so excited. Next day, he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard. And stopped seeing patients, knowing exactly what happened. I think I've seen him around today if you check the laboratory. It shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there. There's Baxtia, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Ilman, who is only half a soul, who's found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be false one. Graham speaks the language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. Okay. Would I be able to visit North Ward? I like to keep them separate. I don't know if... Okay. Why are you in here? I don't want to say. You'll think less of me. I'm listening. Last few years, I haven't been kind to me. I've been kind to haven't been kind to anyone. I tried not to think of it personally. I lost my husband, both boys in the Saints War. Oh, that sucks. My daughter, the legacy took her before she was ever mine. I made do. What else can you do? Moved to tiny place and Andra's gift. Got by mending clothes on the kind of strangers when I had to, but surviving gods were over me. I could live with that. Then one day, a noble woman comes. I wants this fancy gown fixed. Gorgeous thing made shade of blue I've never seen. Only I had. I looked at it and reminded me of something. I had what they call an awakening. Remembered when the noble woman, myself in another life. People doting over me, men doting over me. The best food, most beautiful home. Okay. Never mind. It was poison knowing that. All the things I had I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. The food started to taste rotten. The walls of my little room seemed to be closed around me and stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here to break... It was that or break into the estate and start ordering servants around. Seems a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me, but but I can't get past it. I start to wonder, do the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done? Maybe I'll get there one day. If not in this life, then another. Nobody deserves to go through what you've gone through. Hope not. I can't imagine a monster who deserves half the patients go through every day. Okay, we got some flesh constructs. That's a little bit worrisome. Quick save. I don't want to walk into a trap here. We got a guard. Okay, that looks to be the study.
Nice and slow.
Deerwood. Okay, nothing secret in there. Guessing, is this door openable? Even just since the Wicks in the cell back here had incidents. The guy is studying Wicks, and there's Wicks in there. I'm telling you, that's the shady guy. Yeah, let's see if we can find some other patients. Okay, that's the guy we need to talk to. Let's not do that.
I'll see what I can find.
Let's check these cells. Patient. Is the guy laughing at the wall? Okay.
You might find this interesting.
Yep, figured that was going to be the case. Okay, nothing groundbreaking there. We're to see. We need a key for there. Okay. So it looks like the only place we can go is to talk with this guy. But see, look. Look where this laboratory is, and look where this office is. See what I mean? The sneaky chest, that weird guy.
Let's see what lies this way.
The work of a moment.
What is that? Raven Wing. One-handed mace. Poor accuracy when attacking the same target as ally, when attacking the same... Jesus Christ. Damaging 3? That's a hell of a mace. We don't even have access to damaging 3. And we can still, like, give it slaying and secondary damage. That's a...
I'll have it in no time.
That's insane.
The work of a moment.
Blythe? By the way, that's that funny thing. I believe that this is the original spelling of Blythe, which if you played Elden Ring, you know the big wolf guy. That's what this is a reference to. And if you look here, it says Wolf Heart. So it's Blythe. I know it's DH, but D sound in this dialect is actually supposed to be like a TH, so it's Blythe. Anyways, fun little trivia there. I will take that, please. Thank you. Is there anything else in here? Dude's like holding down on some loot. Fast mode. I'm gonna close this door just in case something goes awry in here. Alright. Go talk to you. Upper lip pulled towards his pointed nose.
What is the meaning of this?
I lacked access to the North Ward. Out of the question. Those patients are in isolation for a reason. Coerce them into your experiments. Frayol told me everything.
She's a patient. That blaze. Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
Told me you're not supposed to be doing any more experiments. That hasn't done much good. His holes into animagic, so I fail to see why I should let it sway me. If animasters follow the commands of their leaders, we would all... Okay. So he's... I find myself in agreement with a statue, but right about this fellow at least. How easily ambition masquerades as prudence. We toy things far beyond our comprehension. It's dangerous and foolish.
Are you from Rayad Ceres? Are you Widwen himself, risen to smite me for my heretical belief in learning who I am and why I exist? Please. You are afraid because men have taught you to be afraid. Because they were taught to be afraid. These things are only beyond our comprehension because of the fears of people like you.
And morality.
Who will solve Widwen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior?
I heard you were demoted. How did that happen? Under your concern, did the others put you up to this honor? Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how. I'll never know how.
What is it?
Okay. So now we can go... I'm guessing that's... this door? This was a locked door, right? Yeah, North Ward key.
Following your lead.
It's not my face. Okay. So that's the face guy that we heard about. What does it say? The flames must be fed. Watch too much and silence too much. Okay. Grom. Look at his eyes. A haunted animal staggers, cries up bizarre. See him further away from you. Cries out. There's nothing you've heard. I need to ask you some questions. Looks at you blankly, unclear he understands you or not. His panic has momentarily subsided. He mumbles. Okay. Mutilations of animancy, crueler than any torture to disfigure the soul. Let us return the favor to animancers of this. Okay. Realize that you're being treated. Looks at you with uncertainty. Slowly, tenderly, he steps closer to the front of the cell. He does so for the first time. Perceive the soul within your ken. It is misshapen, as though maimed in some jagged instrument. Ooh. Peer into the soul. You're in a cell. A key turns. It creaks open neglected hinges. Thoughts to you in waves. Incomplete. Broken. Fearful. Standing at the door is a rotund, balding man. His upper teeth and pointy nose remind you of a rat. He beckons apologetic. You don't want to go. Anything else in your mind? A single word is no, but it dissolves before it reaches your lip. You press against the back wall. Cornered, you cry out. Fight against unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms or your legs. A man walks in the room carrying a lit candle. It's a meager flame, casting long shadows across books and machinery. Straps bind your arms and legs. Cold metal circumscribes the crown of your head and the breadth of your chest. The man is sorry. He's in need of raw materials. He dismantled his work and he needs another source. He turns the knob and you feel yourself crack from within and feel pieces of torn away. Yikes. Another night, heavy footsteps outside the door coming for you. They look for the slit in the door. The flesh giant, the artificial being, just outside, but facing left. Facing the end of the hall. The boy there. The boy's interest to the giant collapses to the floor like a shed snakeskin. Giant convulses for a moment, then rights itself, turns away and leaves, decouple from the soul. Okay, so there's a little boy apparently in here.
These poor people. This isn't the treatment that they were promised upstairs by the cushioned seats and lush carpets. Is that the cure for soul sickness? To be thrown into a cell and subjected to the whims of your captor?
These are lunatic and wastrels. At least here they serve some... No, I don't like that. Maybe it is. Though the wealthier citizens have the same experience. I'm sure they have the share of the family members they'd rather forget. But if we're all treated like this, the sanitarium would never survive. What do the patients do to warrant such conditions? Amateurs justify their sadism and false cures with charlatans' tricks. Any good they've done is a coincidence. I suppose if they have real understanding of what they pursue, they would not do this. Let's be on our way. This place gnaws at the soul. Yeah, can we like burn this place down? Ah, here we go. Willoughby adolescent, blink only movement, glassy doll-like eyes. Reach for his soul. As you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You're cold. Oh, that's malaise. Malaise comes over. It's like, what is malaise? Malaise comes over you. You're cold and warm at once, sweating and shivering, straining for breath as you did on the caravan journey. Your soul approaches the wrong one. Parasitic plant that strangles its host. It's predatory and pitiless. You've crossed paths with it before. Too late does occur to you retract. You already feel yourself plunging into some interminable abyss of thought and memory. You're standing in a cell now, the same cell in the sanitarium. Halls are moonlit and empty. You are waiting. Far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem and a silhouette beneath the stone archway. Makes usual sounds the same stop every time. The misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is close, you coil yourself up, spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as through it were a membrane. You can sense the body behind you collapsing to the floor, puppet whose strings were cut. Rushing towards the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Luckily, you you think to yourself quickly, you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the skull and shell and overtake the soul. Okay, so this person can jump souls. Circling it, suppressing and containing the new vessel is strong again. Unheeded. Heavy-footed down corridors, unheeded by other constructs, scrutinized by the way, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at least to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animacy. You set your oversized hands upon a large machine, the nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room. Go to work bending wires and unsettling alignments. Okay, so he's the one that made the experiment go wrong. Surroundings are pulled past you, perhaps you pulled past them. They dissolve into a blur. You settle into the place again. You're outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on a tiered seat. You're acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. Plodding man with a rodent face features is strapping you to a machine, the one that you tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl. And this body is not true to yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous, unlike the others. This one has no soul of its own. The man speaks, the crowd applauds with enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. Bear witness, he says, and pulls the lever. The machine shivers and sparks. The bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow, and the crowd, apprehension, quickly gives way to awe as the crystal fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens the valve, the glow crawls through the tube with the length of the copper wiring that runs the set of electrodes beneath your armpits. Feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes, settings, and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In the moment the machine goes dark and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist concerned. He looks back up the crowd. Behold, there was an obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly you take plodding step forward and another. You look up at the man, giving him eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. Looks relieved. How do you feel? He asks as if meant for a crowd. At this moment, at the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. Man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down into the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panic screams from the crowd. By the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function, merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? You are pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals, murders, and lies upon lies, the form of thick webbing and plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you've seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing an Audra monolith in its center. The room is filled with people, and people look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back into reality, and a once catatonic boy in the cell looks directly at you, appraising calculated. There's no mistaking it now. That is the soul of man who caused your awakening, that gazes from a borrowed husk. A watcher. We'll share this. I'm looking for answers. Is that so? No effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. Makes a grunting noise, softened for an instant moment. He recognizes you. Open mouth to speak, and then think of a better way he was going to say. His jaw tightens. I know your look, your hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backwards with a startling glance, puts himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, or only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. And suddenly he steps forward. Oh great. We're gonna fight. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah?
You. Golem.
I'm ready.
You, Graham. You, here. Raised patient.
Following your lead.
You help with that.
Yes?
You help with that. You... You do this buff. Okay. Do that buff.
Following your lead.
Okay. Need you to do a wall of fire here. Okay. Destroyed. Move on to the next one. Okay.
What?
I need
Following
you.
your lead.
Shoot that thing. I need you to attack those. And let's see. That should be good. Okay. Like that patient. Like that. Okay. Okay, construct defeated. Target destroyed. Alright, you go take out Idelman. Atixia, Summer Flame. Okay. Go after the construct. Then you attack that construct.
Yeah.
Watch it with that.
Okay, and then you need to use Lay on Hands on yourself. Alright.
I understand.
Okay, sounds like the inmates are running the asylum now. Potion of Spirit Shield.
Keeping an eye out.
Okay, let's see if we can find any secrets. Okay, nothing in there. I'm guessing if they took control of the flesh golems, then the flesh golems are probably attacking the other patients. Just making sure there's not like any hidden rooms or anything. Last room check. Okay.
That's it.
Alright, time to continue fighting off the entire insane asylum, I guess.
Ray of Dalfilag.
curious. How close is he to... Okay, he's only gotten it one more. There's a 10% chance he does it, so, like, it's not like he's gonna get it every swing, but... Oh, the wicks are out. That's what I was afraid of. Thankfully, the wicks are not... Yeah, wicks are very weak. You not knock over the construct. Plus construct bestiary. Okay.
Right.
Let's see what's going on in here.
Steady does it.
Okay, doesn't look like there's anything hidden in the Wicked room, but there is a crate with... What is that? Ancient Legends. Oh, just gives you extra lore. Okay, so that's something we could really benefit from if we get stuck on something that needs lore, at least. Yeah, it looks like the entire asylum is being overrun. Again, these guys are like a one-hit kind of thing, so... Okay, let's go check on our... See if he's dead. What have you done? I don't have time for this. That's funny. It's like, what have you done? I did not do anything. Well, I guess the sanitarium is no longer going to be useful. Okay, nothing in there. I wonder if this guy's chest is openable now. Hi, why are you still here? Getting out of here, it's not safe anymore. Okay. What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. I had things under control until I killed the Leaden Key spy, at which he possessed a... It's complicated. The patient of yours was working for the Leaden Key, but only without knowing it. The accounts of people in history could do what you described. Accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Okay. Truly such a person here among us plotting the ruin. With that, I had a body again for real use. Okay. I'm grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before a loss of innocent life. Very nearly had another scandal on our hands. What about Ozo? His partner experience was only trying to help patients. Leaden Key took advantage of him, found a way to interfere with the sanitarium. Even without Ozo, if I hadn't come along, Ozo experience would eventually resulted in another scandal. He was ripping pieces of a soul off of a guy. Worst possible time, say no more. It's no longer welcome at this facility.
Let's see what lies this way.
Let's see what he has to say. It'll be some time for things to calm down here. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Because, like, technically, for that experiment, they did take advantage of him, but we connected with one of the patients where he kept coming in and taking parts of his soul, right? He was literally tearing parts of his soul off, which is,
Good day to you.
not good. Okay, I want to try something. We saved here. I want to see if we can... This is sad. I want to see if we can kill that guy with the chest in his room and open that chest. So I'm wondering if we're gonna end up skipping forward in like a quest or something by killing that guy. This guy right here, because he's still shady. Yeah.
Let's...
No key, huh? Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to check. So apparently we'll need a key for that chest somehow. Either that or it was some sort of
Nice and slow.
it was some sort of like backer thing. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the person we're looking for.
Keep you.
Afraid I don't have time right now. Investigating Kendall's disappearance. Finally got serious about the case, huh? I'm looking for the disappearance for him. Too good for the case like this? Sure he has other best. It's strapped for resources at the moment, so Kieran sent me. I'm glad someone's on it. Anyways, I'll tell you whatever I can. Tell me about Kendall. Not the brightest of the bunch of pleasant company. How do you know? Met from the time over the past few months. It was a fling, really. It wasn't going to last. He was a little fool, but he was a sweet little fool. Kendall was doing for his disappeared. Worst blazing rendition of the general's speech from Widow of the Wood I'd ever heard. I love that fellow, but he was a tragic fellow. Somehow he managed to get with an acting troupe. Okay, so the troupe is not... The prima donna, I think, is stealing people's skills. I think that's what's happening. I think she's devouring people's skills. I don't know what she is, but she is definitely doing some bad things. And this is the second time. Hikago came into my house for a bit of fun. Afterwards, we fell asleep. I woke up, he was gone. No, nothing. No, it's different, acting different. Hanging out with a bunch of actors. Seemed right, except for that woman. The one with the long, willowy legs and slender arms. Coming around wearing low-cut dresses and impossible shoes. What's her name? I don't know. I never cared to learn. I didn't realize that would be important. Okay, so that's 2 ties to the troupe. So let's go ahead and find the other person. Oh, we do need to talk to Lady Whip. Okay, let's go find the other person real quick. Yeah, I think I don't know if it's established in this world, but there is some mythology about like creatures that like steal people. They're like muses, right? So like muses would give you that kind of thing, but there's like people that basically are like reverse muses where they steal your inspiration or your talent. Okay. Still don't know what's up with that guy. We're looking for someone I think named Ollie. Pretty sure he's probably in the tavern, actually. Let's just go there, because they mentioned that he would be over here. Okay. Anything in here? No. There it is. Okay. Glances at the opposite bench. Table's taken, find another. About Lendry. What's it to you? Grab all the color. I need answers, and you better sober up real fast. Don't hold me like that. It makes the room spin. What do you want to tell me about Lendry? Spent most of his time drinking with me. Tells you enough, doesn't he? He didn't volunteer the details. I didn't ask. He's a working man hand and working man taste for the drink. Where did you last see? Right here, getting drinks, just like every night for 5 years. Couldn't actually tell you much about him. He preferred it that way. Probably why we got on so well. Plenty of things. Remember, because he said he finally is turning around. He was going to find a steady job, clean up, and have another crack at respectable life. I told him in case he could buy the drinks. Then that's when she showed up. Who's this woman you talked about? Real fancy lady. Name Lumdala. There we go. So everybody's connected to this lady. Don't remember much of the days, but I remember her. Usually you have to pay a month's copper to spend time with a woman like that. But Lumdala, she was falling all over Lendry. That night left with him too. Where did Lendry go? Said they were going on to see some frilly performance. If you ask me, they've got their own plans to perform that night. She said they had to pick something up at her house. Okay. Got all I need to know. Okay, so that, yeah. That prima donna is I don't know, eating people. Absorbing their talent. How close is he? 16, okay. Space Jam, yeah. Alright. So we should definitely talk to Lumdala, because we can't check her house because we need a key. Unless the thing tells us. Yeah, okay. Alright, lady. Why have 3 people disappeared and why is they all connected to you?
How do you do?
Looking for Kendall. Apparently he joined a group. No experience, table actor. Sound familiar? This Kendall is or why you malign with our talent, but the rest assure the process of evoking satisfying performance even from the most experienced player. Why says Brendan Lendry is last to see you? Men flatter themselves when it comes to the attentions of a beautiful woman. The Pallid Knight herself could waltz into the bar, and he believes she was there to sit on his lap and listen to body stories. Pallid Knight, I think I quoted her once. She hated being called that. I trust his word more than yours. He has nothing to gain by lying. Nothing gained by little tavern hall admiration. Men are to compete with the tales of conquest they can only dream of. You're clearly fond of his performance convincing enough. I con her sort, naive to be trusted. Remember that he's got 2 people. This is, I wish you would switch the name, because this is not Aloth talking. This is like Isabel or whatever her name is. Someone else. You're connected to 3 disappearances that you claim to know nothing about. What else do you expect me to do on the subject? If you excuse me, I have a performance to attend to. Young man steps next to you. I know what's going on. Well done indeed. Meet with... Okay, where does he want us to meet? At Lumdala's house. Okay. Well, that's not a trap waiting to happen. Meet at the house? I know what's going on. Also, like, she very obviously could pick off one target. If 6 people... If you think you're gonna trap 6 people, like, I feel like it's a little overstepping. Like, 3 of us are like heavy armored warriors. Look, I don't know what your business is with her, but I want out of this myth. I just came by to grab my things. Just leave me. Just let me be, alright? What do you want from me? Take a breath, calm down. Tell me what's going on so I can help. There's not much time. When out to get me, and I need to get out of here. Maybe out of the city. This opens the door behind you. There's a passage leading down to a theater. It's easier if you see it for yourself. Since I've helped you, I want your promise that you'll leave my name out of this. I'm not sure this poor fool is worth our time. We should stop Lundella before she gets winds of us. Can't do that. Not a chance. You played a part in this. You'll have to face the consequences. It's not that simple, but if you won't listen, then I can't let you leave. Okay, well.
Crave.
Yeah, about that. Okay. You want to help her kidnap people? You will get the same treatment.
Slowly now.
Okay. Let's see what we got in here. Might as well take it. Scroll of
I'll
Tanglefoot.
see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Be cautious. Be constant.
It's got some, like, stuff in back here. Ooh. 300 gold. Great sword. And a breastplate. Okay. Alright, let's see. See what's down here. Oh, what did we get a personality thing for that? Does it say aggressive? Did we get like aggressive 3? No. I think our rational went up though. I think our rational went to 2 because it was 1 and passionate maybe. But yeah, we're doing good. Like literally the only negative we have is this deceptive, and I'm not sure where we got it from, to be honest. I think we lied to one person about something. To like spare their feelings, and I think that was it. But the rest of this is I'm fine with. Oh, she's got a room in the catacombs. Pick up the scarf. Focus on it. Your fabric is still in your hands, but you're a small yet cozy home. Laura is looking from the scarf back at you. It's 4 years ago, but you still wear the scarf on days like this. You wore it the first day you met actress with silvered eyes, so who's to say brings you tonight? Nestled around your throat, soft, warm, and comforting. You're halfway through the third act, and you can feel the audience eyes on you, hungry and attentive. You were nervous at first when the woman brought you down here. You wondered what kind of show you'd be signed up for, but this has gone better than you could have hoped. When you reach the end of your monologue, the scarf tightens around your neck. It chokes the final line from your throat, which is embarrassing because your debut was going so well. Then you try to pull the scarf away, it only tightens further. You're confused, and you look at the audience expecting someone to rush to your rescue. And then you see their eyes, that hungry, attentive look, and you understand. The stage fades to black. The scarf falls from your hand and flutters around, but Cora's soul lingers, stuck between a familiar token and a question. It knows, but it wants to retreat. What happened to you was a tragedy and an injustice. Your life was brief but happy. Experienced true fulfillment before you died, which is more than most can say. Clinging to an empty dream will only bring you pain. You had your sister's love and courage to follow your dreams. Take comfort in that you find your way in your next life. What do you expect? Even your sister... Oh, wow, that was rude. Terrible actress. You had your sister's love and the courage to follow your dreams. Take comfort in that as you find your way to the next life. Glows with warmth before fading back in the fabric of the scarf. Oh, looky who we have here. Well, if it isn't our friend from Durned Row. What do you want? I have a proposition. If she offers you a role, it better be a lead. I'm listening. I staged my performances from a certain wealthy patrons. One in particular would make a valuable catch. You agree to a truce and I'll give you the name. Explain why this is a better deal for me. Don't be naive. You're a woman of principle. You want to help Defiance Bay, don't you? Save its people from who would prey on them. Comes like this, the only way to feed a demand. I'm offering you... no deal. Stop them. Well, funny thing with that, command.
Following your lead.
I'm ready. That
command... gets you a fireball. In fact, it gets you 2 fireballs. Oh. 3 fireballs. Man, sure would be a shame if I brought a spellcaster with AoEs.
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, what did we get? What is this? Ring of Protection. Okay, well, let's take that. Anything else? Nope, doesn't look like it.
Sure.
Anywho.
That's unusual.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
All right. So no, they are. There was nothing supernatural about them. They're just murderers for coin. See, I knew this was a secret wall. I had mentioned this when we were exploring the catacombs. But there we go. Alright, well, we solved all of the... We didn't find any bodies, but I'm guessing we're supposed to just assume they're all dead. Alright, well, let's check our personality. Well, doesn't look like anything changed. Alright, so we need to get the first exit out of here, which looks like it's going to be down here. We need to go to Brackenberry, I believe, to the row. We could turn in that quest, and we still need to talk to the leader of that area. Interesting. And they said they work for very high clients. I'm going to take a guess that that is the Dominel, who really, really don't like us at this point. So, which I think we can actually check. We go here. Yeah. Terror. We are terror for the Dominel. They're not a fan of us. Everyone's been taken care of.
Greetings.
Found the missing people. They're all murdered. A woman named Lundala killed them as part of her performances. Something big, I knew it. I sent my man after her right away. Too late for that, she confronted me before I could get to you, and I killed her. Indeed? Can't say that I'm terribly sorry. You've been a resourceful investigator. Your shrewdness has helped resolve the most troublesome case and save many lives. It was worth it to stop heinous crimes. Sure, I'll be on my way. Glad I could help. About my payment now. It was worth it to put a stop to these heinous crimes. I appreciate your zeal. Take this as payment for your services. Finding those people wasn't easy. Surely my help was much more than that. Authorized to give you a little more. Without your help... Ooh, 4,000 copper. Jesus. It's out on the books for a very long time. Alright. Does anybody have a... Is it you? Yeah. Boop. There we go. Actually, hold on. Instead of... Let's give it to you. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Good. Okay. Lost to bandits, earned that much money. Okay. How goes our wall? Still 2 days. Okay, so now we gotta talk to the leader. I'll try to get some sleep, take care. Alright. Take it easy, leave. Hopefully get some rest, and hopefully we'll see you tonight. Or whatever you have planned. Alright, so now we gotta find this web person.
How may I help?
He'll be on. Okay.
Nice and quiet.
Okay. They must have high perception or something. Lady Webb will see you now. Thought no one could see Lady Webb. There's a thick stack apartment, spindly wrinkled fingers. She does not look up for her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
This is exactly what I picture Alos's mother would be like.
Since then, as
Rude.
I understand it, you entered a quarantine district that is absolutely off limits to all civilians and somehow managed to walk back out with your life. What could possibly have been on your mind to make you do such a thing?
There's someone I need to find.
Not just any someone, though. Someone in the service of the Leaden Key.
Alright, she knows what's
You're
up.
not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend. Which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the Leaden Key?
I ran across a man in one of the ruins. It's important to find him again. She closes her eyes and lids flicker, face goes still, parchment on the ground, face is wafting, her legs leaves a dying tree. Fleshy eyelids peel back, her gaze immediately
The
upon you.
gods are cruel, I'm afraid.
Ooh.
The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Eora has ever known.
How do I seek Theos?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes
Oh,
it
how
a
do you
simple
know?
matter for
Oh,
me
okay.
to
How do
see
you
it.
know?
You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. It must have been a special occasion.
What can you tell me about Theos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it. What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man, awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woedica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough.
That happened at the asylum.
Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves.
Okay.
He is
We
not
saw that
known
in the...
for his generous supply of pity.
Okay. Before we continue on with this, I do need to run to the restroom, and then we'll find out what more Lady Webb has to say. I'll be right back. Okay, okay. See what else she has to say.
He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
How do you know so much about Theos?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
What else is there to know about the Leaden Key?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know, if you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary. And he does not fail.
What do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
Very well.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There's something I can tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
Found Theos and... Oh, yeah, that was just Theos. Interesting. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, he could jump from soul to soul, but yeah, that was just him. Impersonating a patient, he was trying to damage public opinion of animancy.
Forgive me. It is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious. He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep. This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale. If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
The Ingwithan Tower in Heritage Hill contains a machine that can control the flow of souls. The Leaden Key activated it.
This is troubling. That civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it. That isn't enough to take to the Duke, but we're close. Avar Wolfgren is a cautious man. He will want to know everything possible before being moved to action.
That's all.
Try your best not to die out there.
Thanks. Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Okay. So that's that. Let's see. Deerford Village is our next thing. Okay, but first we need to go back to the compass. Searing Falls, okay. Twin Elms. We need to find the scroll for those. Cliffs and the Vision. Endless Paths. Yeah, we need to go back to Caed Nua and the compass. Okay. I guess finally time for us to leave Defiance Bay. We'll be back, of course, but... Alright. Let's go to the compass first. Meet by the dock. Oh, I just saw that boat move in, so... Hello. Yes. Oh, am I blocking you?
Well met, friend.
Come for the Crystal Keep, I take it. Okay. Here it is. Actually, I should have headed just before. Too late. Get ready. Who is this? Who are you? Hadebald, are you mad? You hold the secrets? One of the most foulest examples of animancy, and you wish to hand it over to the Crucible Knights? It's an abomination. Caged souls as weapons, and you'd give these silk stockings an army of them. I can't let you do this. Research must be destroyed. Raise your weapon. Kill them all. Okay. Well, that's one way to start out, I guess. You go over here. You go over here.
I'm ready.
You go over here.
How may I help?
You attack those.
Yes?
You attack that.
What?
And you attack that. Okay. And then I need you. Use shield. Okay. Okay, Darker Destroyed, perfect, because I need you to attack you now.
Lava.
Okay, you have anti-fear, right? Oh, that's just okay.
Lava.
Wait. Did she just die? Really? She died right as the... You gotta be kidding me. She died on the last, like, guy. That's so dumb. Okay. That's fine. We know how we can post up now. So I need him over here. I need you here. No, here. I need
ready.
you here.
Following your lead.
You three over here. And I need you. Okay. Let's quick save here.
Bye.
Yes, Commander sent me.
Good day to you.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I need you to attack you. I need you to attack you. I need
Following your
you
lead.
to attack you. I need
Yes?
you. You have one level. Do that to you. I need you
What?
to... There we go. Now we're actually in combat. Put that over there.
Following your lead.
I'm ready.
Okay, you just defeated that guy.
What?
Okay, attack that.
Following your lead.
Okay, we did it so it didn't even aggro her. At least it doesn't seem to be. No, you to attack. I need you to do this, and I need
Following
you
your lead.
to attack him, and I need
What?
you to attack him, and I
How
need
may I help?
you to attack him. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there we go. Got her to stay on the docks this time, so... Perfect. I'll take that as our cue to lead. The dozens are growing bold, no time for waste. Give regards to the commander and watch your back out there. There we go. Okay, we do have a fine large shield. We have a grimoire of the dozens. Okay, so you get the grimoire. You get the shield. You can take the lockpicks, and then the stash can get the rest. Stash. Okay. Alright.
Sure.
So now we can return back to the keep for that. Let's check your shield. Let's compare. Okay. I don't like the accuracy loss. Can we do something about the accuracy? No. Shield's just shield. She loses more accuracy, but she gets 4, so it's like 4 accuracy, but 4... The thing is we could just enchant this to be fine, right? If we just do this... Yeah. We just enchant that to be fine, and it's the same thing, right? So that's 16. Oh no, this is only 2. Wait, that's 12 plus 4. Oh, I guess it doesn't add to it? Okay, let's just switch. And I'll put that in there. Okay. Ooh, what is this? Is that the Pulse of Visage? It is. Minor Blights. Ball of energy cast can be thrown at an enemy, causing burn shock. Ooh. That seems like a very good level 3 spell. Oh, hold on, we gotta check this one too. Okay, that one's good. Level 3. We're not really using Crackling Bolt. So let's go with this Minor Blights. Okay. Sarp Camp, Sea Cave. Oh yeah, let's go check with Ranga. And Ranga gave us that club, which I want to check again. 18, yep. So 2 more weakened, and we get to see how that club goes. I really want a soulbound 2-handed sword. Or hammer, or axe, anyway. I'll take anything, honestly. Were you shipwrecked? Let me see your wares. Okay. Blunderbuss. What does universal mean? Cast charm on hit? Nice. 8,000. See, this is soulbound too. Right? Arbalest 2-handed. Binds with Chanter, which would help. We might pick this up. We might pick this one up. And switch our gun over to that for Hana. Resolve or perception. Ours is better with that. Grants Firebrand. Wait, this is also soulbound. A soulbound armor can be soulbound. That's new. Or not new, but what's Firebrand? Summon weapon Firebrand. A 2-handed great sword. Ooh, is this also soulbound? It is. Mmm. How much money we got? Okay, I want this, I want this. Not soulbound, not soulbound, not soulbound. Where's that crossbow? Alright, we need 26. Let's see if we can sell enough stuff. I guess we could sell these grimoires now, since he's already... None of these are, like, unique or anything. I don't have anything special to say, no. Come on. We have enough money now. I think I just sold a unique armor. Give me that back. Keep all of those. Mostly we need to keep the drugs. Beer sells for nothing, okay. We got our cats and dogs. Okay. Alright, so we can afford this. It's going to cost us all of our money, but I think it'll be worth it. I think it'll be worth it. So, instead of Pierce and Flash, we're going to go with this. The reason why... okay. Bind Soul. Cannot be equipped to any other character. Yes. Yes. Take damage from ranged enemy to unlock the next level. That's... I mean, yeah, we exist to take damage, so... I want Kana to use this instead. It's a little bit more damage and better accuracy. So that is just an upgrade for Kana, so that's good. Bind Soul to Kana. Cast the Prone Affliction. Chance to prone on hit? Ooh boy. Also, what belt are you using? Movement rate? Let's give you this one. That'll give you some more defenses. Alright, let's give you movement. Alright, dexterity and resolve. +1 dexterity, +1 resolve. Hold on, isn't our helmet? Ours is resolve perception. This might be a better idea. Can you soulbound to more than one thing? Yes. Yes, you can. Alright, what does this say? Take 300 damage from enemies. Yeah. This might be crazy. Also, the fact that we're going to be able to summon a fire sword. Fire greatsword. Hey, we can actually give him a helmet that's not goofy looking now. Well, it's still goofy looking, but it gives him stuff. What is this? That's the Blithe armor. Actually, what does the Blithe armor do? Stun duration, defense while stunned, recovery speed. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Let's do a save. An actual save now. Bind... No money, just items. There we go. So I need to do this. Blizzard. Oh yeah, I forgot our sword can do Blizzard. Okay.
Right.
Do we have to summon Firebrand, or do we just take damage from enemies? Okay. Alright, so let's check our journal again. We need to do that. We need to go to the village for that. We can go back to the keep. We gotta find the cave. Twin Elms. Gotta find the cliffs. Endless path. Oh yeah, we need to go back to our place, but we also need to do... one of the abandoned farms on the path to Deerwood, so... Alright, so now let's go back to our place, because we could go to Deerwood. But Searing Falls is down here, which is where the quest is. One of the quests are, but let's go back to our place, because that should be enough time for the thing to finish, and then we can yep.
I don't know this castle's history, but I feel confident saying it.
Grandfather the drunkard, a local inebriate, wandered onto the stronghold grounds. He's asking for help with his accumulated debts. Okay, how do I... Bad visitor. Okay. How much money does it take to make the other wall? Perfect, we have just enough for that. Alright, and I think that's like the last like defense upgrade we really need. Yeah, we got the curtain wall. Oh, we got barracks. We need to do barracks. How much is barracks? 2,000, so not too bad. Hedge maze, warden's lodge. Okay, so everything else we're gonna need a we're gonna need the Bailey. So we'll do barracks next, and then we'll do Bailey. Oh, look at that. Castle's looking all sorts of nice. We also need to go downstairs and see if we can go to that endless thing. Hi. I mean, I was hoping to talk to you. Very well, let's hear it. Thing is, I worked up a few deaths in Deerford, a few other places, more than a few. I haven't got the coin, my lady. I'd pay it off if I could. I was thinking maybe, you know, if someone looking to hire on or something, I'm willing to work. I know a way you can pay off your debt. I never did learn much of a trade. What do you have in mind? Talk to Belisage at the Brackenberry Sanitarium. You can help her with her research. Like in tests, you mean? Suppose that ought to pay well enough. Thank you. I'll head up as soon as I can. Okay. Palace Messenger. Request you meet with him at the Ducal Palace. There we go. Your claim to Caed Nua has been called into question by the Gathbin family. Caed Nua is mine. The Gathbin disagrees. Who's Chancellor Warren? Okay. So we'll have to go back to town. I was wondering, I was like, we haven't talked to the Duke at all. But that makes sense. Oh, we need to talk to the steward, right?
My lady, you've received a letter. Delivered with some urgency, as it happens. I thought the messenger might swoon, poor dear. It's from Stalwart. Apparently the mayor, Renengild, has heard of your success here at Caed Nua and hopes you can be of aid to her people as well.
What does Renengild want?
Stalwart is a mining community, and at one time they enjoyed a great deal of influence. Renengild hopes to reclaim old glories, I expect. It seems she's intent on gaining access to Durgan's battery.
So that's the White March thing.
She's offering quite the reward to...
A reward, she says, for getting into the battery. That's a reward of its own, surely.
What's Durgan's battery?
The dwarves of the battery fashioned Durgan steel, and with it they crafted the finest arms and armor the Dyrwood has ever known. But the keep has been abandoned for centuries, and none remain that know their secrets. There are many legends concerning the battery. As the Earl told it, the dwarves fought amongst themselves, each seeking to use the battery to further his or her own ambitions. Greed and cruelty brought down the battery, and now the spirits of those same dwarves roam the halls. Whatever happened, the battery has been impenetrable ever since. A shame. I don't doubt that there are great treasures still within those halls.
Perhaps I'll pay Stalwart a visit. Wonder if the battery of Marble behold, but if it passes through White March or opened again, it would be a boon to merchants, the Republics, and of Dyrwood.
I should mention that among those rumored to have answered Renengild's summons is a certain group I believe you may have an interest in. Followers of Woodica, intent on reaching Stalwart and the battery. I do not know what they seek there, but I thought it worth mentioning, given your interest in the ruins at Defiance Bay. Now that I've delivered Renengild's message, there is also a local matter of some concern, my lady. A mercenary band has been sighted to the northeast. I believe they mean to take Consul Hot's tower, and I don't expect the Archmage will go quietly.
Consul Hot's one of the greatest wizards of our generation.
The Torn Bannermen are a deadly fighting force, and Consul Hot himself has sent many travelers to their graves. I would caution you to stay clear of the region if you do travel to the White March.
Okay.
It's not that I doubt your courage, my lady, but Consul Hot alone boasts power of a different scale altogether to those foes you have faced thus far.
This is the...
Given more time, perhaps you will match him.
Okay, so this is probably a lot of CRPGs have like hidden or side bosses that are meant to be like a really big challenge, and you could get some really cool stuff. It's just you have to like work your way to that power, and you have to really strategize like what moves you want to use, what spells you want to use, stuff like that. You have to think about like vulnerabilities and all of that. So I'm guessing that's what this is.
If the Bannermen succeed in their efforts, I fear they may turn their attention to Cad Nua. I will keep you apprised of the situation, my lady.
Very well. Okay. So that's that. Treasury. We should be able to find... There's items in here, right? There's that witch hat. Witch's hat. That's not what I'm worried about, though. What I want, though, is... I still don't know what this is. Menguapa's Curse. Charges remaining. What is this? I don't know. Let's start these gloves. Perception gloves. Let's take those out. What are our gloves? Constitution Resolve. Let's give him that one. Gives him a little bit more perception. Actually, hold on. Let's give it to him. And then there's that Nautilus thing. That we need to check. So I believe that helps us summon stuff. There it is. Brain Blights, yep. The reason why I'm doing this is basically, because depending on how this game handles summons, I don't know if it's one summon per person. If it's not, he has 4 items that summon stuff. We could just summon an army of creatures. And if we get into like a big fight, you know, it's a better wand. Do we not really not have a better wand? Guess not. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's go downstairs. I think I'm gonna have to... I just want to see if we can go to this, like, wall here. So I want to see if we have access to the labyrinth yet. Because there was a glowing wall over here, which I don't see anymore.
Here we are. To think we are so close. Beneath our very feet lie the endless paths built by Ard Nua, the great Angwithan king. Well, up here, this is all Adiran, of course. But should we descend far enough, we will find some real history. To uncover that great king's tomb would be a dream. But it is one of his servants I am after. Gabranos, a powerful mage and a dedicated scholar. A keeper of lore, just as I mean to be.
Hey, Pulse.
He was in possession of the Tanvi Orator, or whatever form preceded the one we know. I've seen it in ruins, alongside Gabranos' name, scraps of the same symbols and verses we know in Rauatai. He must have held the words in high regard. Or perhaps he was even the author.
Let's start looking then.
If my sources are correct, Gabranos will have brought the text with him. It will probably be within a library, or a tomb perhaps. It tends to be one of the two. Let's be off.
Okay. How you doing? Oh, the game's awesome. I love CRPGs. This type of game is my jam. It's the kind of middle ground between like loot game slash like RPG stuff slash storytelling stuff. I love CRPGs. But this is made by Obsidian, so the people that made, I believe, Fallout New Vegas. This was made in 2015. There is a second game called Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, which I believe came out 2019-ish, I think. Which we'll be playing after this one, but they're long storytelling stuff. But how are you doing? Let me go ahead and do some shout outs because I'm about to have to get off, unfortunately. So let me get this all set up. So I'm going to shout out that. If you're not following all of the friends, I will talk about them here in a second. What else do we got? What does C stand for? Computer or computerized, depending on how you look at it. It's an old term. I think that's everybody. All right. So here we go. We got a bunch of amazing friends. I'll go through this real quick, and then I'll talk about CRPGs. Let me actually, hold on. Let me save this real quick. To the deeps. Okay. Let me save this real quick, and I'll talk about it. Baldur's Gate, yes. Baldur's Gate is a CRPG. Baldur's Gate 3 is kind of an advancement. It's like the next step of what a CRPG would be like. But Larian actually made 2 CRPGs before that. There is Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. They're actually multiplayer. Divinity Original Sin 1, you can play with one other person. Divinity Original Sin 2, you can play with 3 other people. So you can have a party of 4, and they can all be players. It's very cool. But anyways, the C in CRPG stands for like computer or computerized. The idea was originally, they were like, hey, what if we took D&D, which is a tabletop game, and made it on the computer, right? So there's old games that came out in like the 80s, like 87-ish, 86 to 88 kind of thing, that were computerized versions of D&D, essentially. And they called them CRPGs. Instead of them being tabletop role-playing games, they were computer role-playing games, right? Now, that term is kind of meaningless, just for the fact that, like, they're all on the computer. But yeah, so it just defines a genre that has this specific play style. So Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2, 3, Icewind Dale 1 and 2, Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. There's a lot. There's a lot of CRPGs. There's Rogue Trader. There's the Pathfinder Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous. Just a ton of them. But I love CRPGs. But yeah, that's what it is. But as for what everybody else is doing, we have some friends here that all need follows. If you're not following them already, please do go follow False Echo. Also, if you're going to follow False Echo, make sure you go throw a subscription over on her YouTube as well. She does stream both on YouTube and Twitch, but on separate days. We just dual stream. We just send ours to Twitch and YouTube. Hers is much fancier, much more well thought out. Ours is a garbage fire that we just throw at both of the things and see what sticks. It's fine. Go check out False Echo. Let's see, what were you playing last? I saw you were playing a co-op game. Elden Ring, yes. I caught some of the Elden Ring. So Elden Ring, Repo, Kingdom Hearts, if any of that sounds good, go check out False Echo. Game Slave just finished a long stream and I believe does Project Zomboid, which I need to catch one of those streams. I've been kind of on the fence about Project Zomboid. I'm not a big survival or zombie guy. But I don't know. It looks like it has some interesting systems. We got Lee Vending, who was playing the Trash Horror Collection 5. It will be on tonight. to do something. I don't remember what he said he's going to do. Void, which is the Lee Bending's wife. She plays a lot of like the Bethesda stuff. So if you like Fallout, if you like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, you know, that kind of stuff, go throw Void a follow. And Radical Foil, I think you were also playing Repo. I think I saw you were playing. No. Wait, hold on. I just swore you were doing a co-op game. Recent broadcast. Oh, Phasmophobia. Okay, was recently doing Phasmophobia, but does a whole bunch of horror stuff. Also a member of the Crypt community. So again, follow all the friends. I do appreciate it. But I do need to get out of here, so I'm going to do a little quick thing and then send everybody off. I'm probably not going to raid anybody because I do need to go very, very shortly. So thanks so much for being here. If you haven't already, please do throw us a follow, or if you're over there on YouTube, throw us a subscription. They're both completely free, help the channel out tremendously. Also, feel free to share us with your friends, your family, your Discord communities. We are family friendly here, even when the game isn't. Everyone is welcome as long as they are kind. That is it. That is the only prerequisite. Also, the follows and subscriptions will tell you when we go live. We usually go live at 11 a.m. Central Time US. If you're not sure what time that's for you locally, down the panels there's an extension, as well as the Twitch schedule should tell you when we go live for your time zone. Does the math, so you don't have to. Yeah, have a great day too, False. I'll try to get your streams, because I believe you're going to be on YouTube tonight, right? But anyways, also, if you want to see our playthroughs of stuff, all the stuff is on YouTube, because it's no longer on Twitch, because Twitch decided on the 19th they're going to get rid of everybody's highlights. So I went ahead and got rid of them on Twitch, and they're going to be on YouTube. Just go to the live section for anything we've been playing recently, or go down to the videos and the playlists and all of that stuff for all the stuff that we've already played up until this point. We got 4+ years of content, tons of content, old CRPGs, newer stuff, retro stuff, all of that stuff there. Also, we will be taking part in the Nostalgia Gaming raid train, which will be benefiting the Video Game History Foundation. I posted about this on Twitter and on Blue Sky. If you want to know the exact time and date that will be on it, that'll be there. I'll talk about this again as we get closer to that date. But yeah, I think that's it. Remember to take care of yourself mentally and physically. Both are very important. Remember to stay hydrated. Also very important. And as always, remember, we can make the world a better place. And all you have to do is be kind. Bye-bye. Bye, YouTube.